Yeah, well, it was good. Definitely did some good things, but as far as completeness, nice try, Sal.
You know what? It was listening to the guys a second ago, Micah and Jordan. They talked about how prepared they felt. That they knew, obviously, it was aggressive, get after the quarterback type football right from the get-go. You get immediate results, and they felt like they were fully prepared for this game. Can you maybe speak to that in the design of the game plan and its execution?
Yeah, well, I thought Leslie and Brian and Heath did a really good job during the week getting them ready. A divisional opponent, so they know us, we know them, and really with our situation, we have a little bit more continuity with Josh than they do with Tua leading into this game, is what I'm saying. And so obviously we were trying to figure out a little bit more who they were. But yeah, I thought our offensive line, defensive line did a really good job. Our offense got going in the second half there with some good halftime adjustments, and then defensively they held us in the game early, right, and then made some big fourth down stops. I think we got stops after the turnovers there as well, the 2 turnovers we had. Thought the drive after half was big by our offense.
Sean, you mentioned the turnovers, forcing turnovers this week. I know the guys were really upset they weren't able to force any last week against the Steelers. They said, look, we'll put an emphasis on that during practice this week, and obviously the results were there today.
Yeah, and I mean that's an important part of the game, right? I mean, winning the turnover battle, we still put the ball on the ground, too many times, and that's going to come back to haunt us if we don't get that corrected fast.
Sean, you said a couple weeks ago we've done our stories about the pass rush. Now it's time for them to show up. What did you think of that unit?
Yeah, what do we have? Six sacks. Yeah, it looked like when given the opportunity, they were affecting the quarterback early, and I like that. I mean, just in terms of what they were doing, I thought Leslie called an aggressive game and did a nice job letting those guys go too, and with a 4-man rush once in a while. So as I always say, the rush and the coverage have to work together, and I thought the back end was doing their part also.
Sean, you mentioned the offense, and you're up 14-0, one at the half, and it could have been up by more than that. You said made some adjustments, kind of found its groove. Talk about that process and how the game played out.
Yeah, I thought there was good communication, leading into halftime and then at halftime by our offensive staff, and came out and got into a better rhythm in the second half there. Thought Brian did a really good job with that, and Josh seemed to find his rhythm as well. I didn't think we were really into a rhythm in the first half, even though we scored 14. So it was good to see that in the second half.
Were you a little surprised in the first half, Sean, especially your receivers didn't seem like they were winning on routes? Josh had nowhere to go. That was part of the problem. What were you seeing on the second half?
Well, I mean, there's going to be times when that happens. They've got 2 really good corners that play outside. In particular, I think they're the highest paid corner tandem in the league, in fact. So they're really good players, and we're going to win some of those. We're going to lose some. And I thought in the second half, again, we came out with a different type of mindset and won some of those.
For Zach Moss to rebound the way he did in the second half after losing a pretty tough fumble in the first, I mean, those were impressive runs down near the goal line. What did that say about him, and what can he take away from that?
Well, I thought it was important that he was able to reset and remain mentally tough, come back, and he made some really tough runs, in particular the last one at the end on the touchdown. So, that's a great message to everyone and anyone on our football team that you're going to make some mistakes, and you got to be able to come back and get your game back. That's what your teammates need from you.
Sean, I'm trying to ask Jordan about Taron Johnson.
Sorry about that.
He cut me off.
What'd you say? You were
Trying to ask Jordan about Taron Johnson.
Yeah.
Two tackles for a loss, forced fumble, sack.
Mm-hmm.
How good was he today?
Yeah, I mean, just very active, and he's really growing in our system, and it's fun to watch him kind of understand the intricacies of the game, how he prepares himself during the week. I think it's really a credit to him and what Jimmy Salgado, our Nichols coach, does with him, and him getting ready to go like he was.
What was it like for you to adversity?
I'm sorry?
You always talk about responding to adversity. Week one, to lose the home opener. What does it say about this team to answer back like this on the road in a division game?
Yeah, I mean, this is what how the NFL works, right? That's we understand that. That's why we have to stay humble. But I saw a hunger in our football team this week, and so we got plenty to work on, though, and that's what we got to get back to, and we'll start on the plane as coaches, start watching the film, and try to improve every week. That's the goal. Yeah. Well, what did he have? They have 2? Rousseau, yeah. Again, active. I mean, and sometimes they come in bunches, right? And like turnovers, and but again, it's got to work together. The coverage has to help the rush, and they have to work together. And I thought we did that. And then I thought we did a good job of just rolling fresh bodies in there also, when we can get them in some passing situations. So I thought anytime you can get to a quarterback like they did today and get 6, that's a good sign.
Obviously, it's a long game, but what's it like for you after a tough loss in the season opener to see the guys come out here? Not only the defense gets 2 sacks in the first series, but then Singletary takes it to the house on the second play.
Yeah, well, I've been around those before, where it's a long game. So that's the approach and the mentality you have to have as a coach and a player and a team collectively. But I did like the start. There was, like I said, I could feel them in pregame. I could feel they were ready, and give credit to our guys. I mean, they put in a really good week of work, and more importantly, the focus and the mindset. And that's what we gotta take that humble and hungry approach as we always talk about around here.
What did you discuss at halftime after the offense?
And them knowing you, but this series has been really lopsided. You've won 6 in a row against them now. What has worked for you guys against this team?
I mean, I'll just focus on this game. I mean, look, they had their quarterback go down, so hope he's all right. And we came in with guys that were focused, and obviously we didn't like how the game went a week ago, and so that's what you got to do. You got to respond, and it doesn't mean we're perfect. Doesn't mean we're where we need to be. But our job as coaches is to get them the adjustments they need moving forward after this week, because we didn't play a perfect game.
Sean, is it a good thing for a coach to say you've got a lot of things to work on, which you do, you won 35 now. It's got to be a good position to be in as a coach of the team, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the win. I'm happy for that. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I feel blessed to be just sitting at this table with you guys and coaching these guys in this room. And yeah, I mean, I don't want to just jump over that like it doesn't matter. It does matter, but it's a journey too, and it's about how you grow every week and how you get better every week, and your mindset and focus every week. So that's why the NFL is the way it is.
Sean, Brandon earlier in the offseason called the pass kind of the team's fastball. How encouraging is it to win this way, kind of relying on the off-speed stuff?
I'm not really a baseball guy. I'm confused up here with what pitch you're throwing here. Yeah, I mean, look, you have to be able to do that. You've got to be able to make in-flight adjustments. You've got to be able to win left-handed at times or play left-handed at times, and be good enough and execute at a high enough level where you have something else, right? And I saw some of that today. But again, that's one of the areas that we have to be aware of in making sure that we continue to grow, in this case as an offense, but also in all 3 phases.